Today, we're taking a look behind the scenes on what my messy planner looks like after the pen. Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and I get questions all of the time about how I actually write in my planner. What does my planner look like after the pen? And there's been very few times that I have actually shared after the pen because, of course, it has my family's activities and things like that. But as I've been working through this Sunday Reset series with you all and sharing a little bit of the background of how I reset my planner every Sunday, the things I depend on a regular basis, I figured I would go ahead and take a moment to give you a little peek behind the scenes. I'm going to talk you through a few after the pen spreads, show you the messiness, and hopefully give you permission to get messy in your planner so that your planner continues to work for you. All right, so we are going to look at 3 different weeks in my planner from the month of July that I decorated in. I think I decorated this one on a Patreon Zoom, but I really do use my planner most weeks. It really does help me get through the week, help me see what's coming up, and it's not always perfect. And I think that that is something that we have to really embrace as creative planners. We love for our planner spreads to look perfect. We want everything to function in the most optimal way, which is great, but it doesn't always work out. So here's what a typical week looks like for me. I have a running to-do list over here. You can see a lot of things got done. This was a very productive week. Not everything got done. Swiffering floors didn't happen. I had some things over here, get it done for an upcoming trip that I was prepping for. Did it happen on this particular week? It did not, because it wasn't necessarily time sensitive on this week. So those got pushed to the following week for sure. I did record some different workouts and of course family activities. I almost always have crossouts happening in my planner when things change. I tend to check off activities as we go if it was completed on that particular day. And sometimes I end up writing things in kind of weird scrunchy places depending on how I decorated. So it might not be the most like lined up, beautiful look ever, but it really does work for me. And then of course the decorating just makes me happy. A, to do the decorating, and B, to open up my planner and see that each and every week. So that was the first week. Like I said, this one was a pretty productive week. This one, a little bit less so. So you may notice over here on my to-do list, I pushed several things to the following week. I did not do any cleaning on this particular week and any Costco. And in fact, I am 2 weeks ahead of this one. I still have not done the cleaning or Costco. Things get pushed. We have ideals. They don't always turn out. So that's just a look at what a to-do list looks like for me. I don't always check off all my habits. They're just things that don't always get done. You can see how I continue to check off things that I am doing on a regular basis, the appointments and things like that. I oftentimes have little arrows, like we had the USA game on this particular day for the World Cup. Well, we ended up having a family hangout. It wasn't in the plan. So I just had family hang added in there. Otherwise this one pretty normal. Now, this is where this next week got a little complicated. This was a travel week for my family. It got a little bit crazy. So I'm doing pretty well with the workouts. So we're going to go with that as a plus. We have some things over here. Some things got done. Some things did not get done, including, like I said, I had changed the goal from cleaning the house to tidying the house. It's still didn't get done on a particular week. There were things that I just had to disregard. Like, it would have been great to have planned and gotten everything ready for my husband's retirement in advance and had things ordered. It didn't happen. So those things just got crossed off. Certain meals didn't get eaten because we were running ragged and running all different ways. And so the meals were left over. So we're just changing those to the next week. And then you can see lots of things were canceled and shifted. We had canceled color guard and canceled band lessons. We had things that came over that I end up adding after the fact from my work planner. So this is my catch-all planner, meaning it's mostly my family, like my main planner, but I knew I needed to film at IKEA for my work on this particular day. I had to add things in, I had to cross things out, I had to reschedule. He had a lesson at 2 p.m. It was rescheduled to 7. I ended up scheduling coffee with friends after the fact, after I already knew there was a concert. So these are not even close to being in order. And where would that coffee be? That particular place. An additional hangout here. It was just, there was a lot going on, and it's not always pretty, but it is always functional. I think what tends to happen when we feel pulled away or detached from our planner, when we feel like we haven't been in our planner, is we guilt ourselves when things don't look perfect, when we're not utilizing every single page, when our best intentions fall short. So for instance, speaking of best intentions falling short, these are my pre-planning pages. I use these all of the time. We talk about this in the Sunday reset. Love the pre-planner. I generally write in pencil, but you can see some things get just doodled in pen. I have things that are erased. I had every intention of setting intentions for each and every month. Has that been the case? No. Does it mean that this is not something that I still use on a regular basis? It obviously is. Look how the pre-planning pages have just filled up with all of the things. These are just wonderful references for me to be able to look at. No intentions have been set, but I am able to see the schedule. So that has been really important. I have pages that get used on a regular basis. I have, I'm able to fill out my currently, but my monthly, some things get added in. They don't have the boxes, and it's still okay. Am I a little bit behind on tracking things? Well, yes, I am. I've done a lot more exercise and workouts than what's in here. So I can find time and come back. But the thing is, I don't have to do it every single day in the same way on a daily basis. My reset on Sunday is where I'm able to check back in, catch back up, update my planner in some different ways. And I feel like we end up putting pressure on ourselves to have our planner looking perfect because we see these perfect blank spreads. This is lovely and gorgeous and wonderful, but it's not always real life. So there's going to be ugly things. You're going to have a time where you have to write in the wrong color pen. I know it sounds terrible, but we can all handle it. It's important to make sure you remember that while this is fun and a crafty, creative project, it doesn't have to be perfection to be something that you enjoy on a regular basis. And that's just something that I've had to teach myself over and over again, as I just haven't kept up with certain things. It's still fun to put together, and I'm allowed to use this however I want to use it, which is just a lesson that I often need to hear on a regular basis. And I'm hoping that this little peek into what a messy planner looks like from the end, you can see I don't use it the same way each week. It's one of the reasons I love the dashboard layout. I did start tracking workouts on a regular basis, but sometimes I have habit trackers. Sometimes I'm doing extra to-do lists. Sometimes I'm setting goals. Sometimes I'm just using stickers in that area. There are some elements that have worked pretty well for me, keeping a meal plan right here, schedule on this side. That's the same. I give myself the freedom to change it up week to week on how I actually want to use some of these different elements. Not pictured on those particular weeks that I was able to share with you this time around, the spills, the stains that happen on our planner when it gets messy, when the coffee spills just a little bit, you get a little coffee ring on there, things that bleed through every now and then. Now, luckily with this paper, we don't have a lot of bleed through, but it's happened in the past. We have some torn pages from pulling off stickers. There's all kinds of things that happen in a messy planner, and that is half the joy of it for me. And I kind of had the realization in the last few weeks that I so often share the perfect look, the ending product, the thing that I do after I put the stickers on, but really that's not the end product. Am I correct? Like the end product is a full planner that has pages sticking out and things stuck in and post-it notes and all of that stuff. The messier the better, the thicker the better. Give me all the wrinkled pages, give me the random color pens, give me something that is used and loved, that travels with me, and so therefore it has bent pages every now and then. Give me all of those things, because that is a planner that is really there and supporting your life instead of just there as something pretty to look at. All right, so I know this video is a little bit of a departure from my typical Sunday video. I just wanted to show you kind of the back end of the Sunday reset. What does the planner look like at the end? And I want to encourage you to get messy in your planner this week. Write in it, scratch things out, use your worst handwriting, not your most beautiful hand lettering. It's okay. Let that planner be as messy as we are as individuals. Let it be as imperfect as all of us are. And I think you'll find that you really start to embrace it a little bit more, and it becomes a trusty companion instead of that judgy friend that always seems perfect on the outside. You're going to want a planner, and you're going to want a friend that keep it real. And that's the encouragement that I want to share on this particular week. All right, if you haven't already, definitely press that subscribe button and that bell notification. And don't forget to follow me over on Instagram. We are going to continue this discussion on a Sunday reset on how we can get set up for successful weeks. And I'm going to continue to share a few more behind the scenes and after the pen posts with you. So if you're not following me on both of those places, make sure to do so. I will definitely have linked the lovely things that you saw, these beautiful inserts that work so well for me, whether they're perfect or messy. They're doing the work. They're doing the heavy lifting in this busy life. So I will share those in the description box below. And if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. All right. I hope that you have an absolutely fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.